We are now more than halfway done with the 2024-2025 season, and today I'll be telling you who I think would currently make the top 10 players in the world as of now. And because we only talk about real football and not this scrubby MLS or Saudi leagues, that means that I'll be, for the most part, only be taking account of players that are in the top 5 leagues. Now, despite this, I still want to say there's still one player that I think would be making it into the top 10 players in the world as of now. Now, they haven't played much, but, history matters in this. We can't just discredit everything that players have done throughout their career. That's why I know it's controversial, but I still think he will be making the top 10 players in the world right now. Lionel Messi. This dude killed it in 2022. All right? And that matters. This matters. And that's what FIFA's going to do. And that's why I still think that he's going to be making it in the top 10 players of the world right now. But maybe he'll be making it in FIFA's list. But this midget isn't going to be making it in my list. So I'm taking this little prick out. Ain't no racist or no freaking midget's going to be in my list. One player that, surprisingly, I think does deserve to be on this list. And this player has to be arguably one of the dumbest players in modern football, or even ever, really, is Dembélé. Dembélé last year had a horrendous season. He was trash. He was everything that you think he was. He was everything that you think a player would be with this frame type. He has a soy frame type. And he walks around like he's the shit. But I'm not going to lie, this year he's been killing it. I don't know what Luis Enrique has been doing, and especially including these past 2 or 3 months. Dembélé has been killing it, and Dembélé is looking like the player that we all thought at one point he could be. How old is he now? 25, 26 years old. So he's getting to his prime. I don't think he's going to maintain this form. I think at most we have 1 more month of him in this form. And then when the going gets tough, the Frenchmen, or specifically speaking, PSG always get out. So I don't think Dembélé is going to continue and make it to the top 10 players in the world by the end of the year. But as of now, he does deserve to be at least in 10th place. Now, the next player who I think should be on this list is Van Dijk. Around this time last year, we thought that the better days were behind Van Dijk. But he still has it in him. He's 34 years old. Now, I also do think this will be his last good season. I don't see him maintain this performance. He's 34 years old, or he's around 34 at least. Let me double check this. I always freaking do this in my freaking videos. He's 33 years old. So he's 33 years old. He might have 2 seasons at best with Liverpool in this form. But as of today, Liverpool have been a very well-balanced team. They've been obviously, they're in first place right now in the Premier League, so they've been the most balanced team. But they have not only done that in the Premier League, they've also done it in the Champions League. So they've been really good this season. No one expected this. I didn't even expect them to make top 4, but they're doing good. Arnold Slot seems to be killing it, and he seems to have found the form of Van Dijk once again. So, although Liverpool seems like they're going through a little bit of a dip, I do think that Van Dijk does deserve to be at least in the top 10 players in the world, and I would put him right now at number 9. Now, the next player who I would put currently as number 8 in the world right now is Valverde. I feel like anyone who keeps up with Madrid's season knows that Valverde is irreplaceable in this team. This dude, not only has he scored so many bangers this season. This season he's been having to play a different role and having to run a lot more than what he did last season when the team was well balanced with Toni Kroos. Now the team is still trying to find their positions. Even though it's February, the team is still finding their place. Real Madrid, they're still trying to figure out how they're gonna play. The one player that has sacrificed the most is Valverde, and although he sacrificed at least with the amount that he's had to cover in the field, he's the player that has to run back and forth, and he's been killing it. I mean, he scored so many important goals. He showed up so many times in this season, and now he's having to play as a right back against Man City, and he did fairly well, even though the first goal was kind of his fault. But I still think individually he's had a great season, and I would put him right now top 8 players in the world right now. I do think that he will at the end of the year make it in the top 10 players of the season, but he plays in a position that gets overlooked. Obviously, everyone in the world really for the most part only pays attention to strikers, and him having to play that box to box midfield, people don't really take account of all that goes into that position. But I think he is currently right now in the top 8 players in the world right now. Let's see. The next player who I think deserves to be in this list is Isak. So Isak, because of Peacock and the Premier League stupid subscriptions, I can't watch all the freaking Premier League games. All right, so unfortunately, I can't give a good analysis of Isak. I want to watch Newcastle games, but I can't because some dude freaking decided to make a stupid contract where all the games are not on Peacock. So I need this dude, Luigi Magaloni, whatever freak your name is, to go settle this business and go and figure out who the hell made this contract. Because although I've always said Isak is a world-class player, I can't see him play this season. He's not in the Champions League, and they never cover the games on Peacock. So, unfortunately, this is on media hype right here going into this position. But it seems like Isak is doing very well. The player who I would put next in top 10 players in the world right now, specifically number 6, is Jude Bellingham. Jude Bellingham. Now, I've seen a lot of people recently this season compare him with Pedri, specifically Pedri. And yeah, Pedri is an exceptional player. He's not as good as Bellingham. Now, when Bellingham first arrived to Real Madrid, there was a lot of hype behind this player. And I'm not going to lie, I didn't see it. I saw players say that he was a generational talent, and I doubted it. I thought it was all English player hype because English players and English media tend to overhype all their players. At one point called Wayne Rooney the White Pele. But I'm not gonna lie, he's the closest thing to Zidane that we had in a while. Jude Bellingham deserves to have all that hype that he's had. And I think this year, because he started off a little slow in the beginning of the season, everyone was saying that he was having a trash season and that he's not that player that we all thought he was. But I have base opinions, all right? People's opinions are wrong except mine, all right? This is what you have to see. I take account of everything, so I get stuff right. Bellingham was fulfilling his position and was doing a great job. The team wasn't functioning, but him individually, I still think he had a good season throughout the year. And it wasn't until this past 3 or 4 months where we've actually started to see that he's starting to get back into a goal scoring rhythm. Him and the whole team are starting to get settled. They still got spanked by Barcelona pretty bad, but I think again him individually, he's had a very good season, and it wasn't as good as last season, but I would still put him in top 6 in the world as of now. Now, in the top 5 players in the world right now, I think the 5th player in the world right now is Harry Kane. It seems like I honestly think that the Bundesliga title is over. Um, Bayern have a good point advantage on Bayer Leverkusen, and Bayer Leverkusen isn't as consistent as they were last year. They keep tying. They don't really know how to hold a lead, and it seems like the Harry Kane curse is for the most part done. But who knows? We still have 2 3 more months left. But Harry Kane is the top goal scorer of the Bundesliga, and I believe he's also in the top goal scorers for the Champions League. So overall, he's fulfilling what a number 9 in Bayern Munich should be, and he's 31 years old right now. So honestly, I always felt bad for Harry Kane. So I think I would like him to continue doing what he's currently doing, and I would like him to win titles on Bayern Munich, even though that league for it seemed like Bayern Leverkusen at one point wanted to maintain competing for the title, which I was really hoping for, at least make it somewhat fun, but they couldn't continue this rhythm. But anyways, going back to so I just got back from a phone call, but I'm gonna just move on to number 4, and number 4, the fourth current top best player in the world right now, I would say belongs to Mbappe. Now, we at one point thought Mbappe was gonna jump in and be and have Cristiano Ronaldo numbers, and basically be the best player in the world from the get go. He is just now starting to show signs. I would say ever since maybe late December to up until now, he's been on a good run, and he's starting to show what we all thought he would be. Uh, but he hasn't won any big games. I think Manchester City is the first big game that he's played in where he's actually won with Real Madrid. He lost both games against Barcelona. He lost against Liverpool. He tied against Atletico Madrid. So these are all big games that he hasn't really performed in. But uh, I think that was all in the first part of the season when Real Madrid were still in their transition period. But and during that period, it was weird. Like you saw Mbappe, he'll get the ball, he wouldn't have good touches. It seemed like at one point he had lost his first touch, and he would just get the ball and just shoot, and he would never shoot at the right moments, and when he would shoot, he would lace the ball and it'll go at a horrible direction. Nothing was working out with him, but now he's cooking. Now it seems like he's settling into that number 9 position, and he's doing well. He's linking up well with Rodrigo and Bellingham. He hasn't linked up the best with Vinicius, but I do think overall in these past couple months and during the what's now the most important part of Real Madrid's season, he's been the main player, and he's been the player that has been stepping it up the most. So I do think in Madrid this season he's been the overall the best player in the world as of what we've seen up until this point. And yeah, I mean, Real Madrid are in first place, and I believe Mbappe is top goal scorer. I believe Mbappe is top goal scorer for Madrid right now. It seems like Mbappe has secured Madrid their next round of the Champions League, but it's only a 1 goal difference. So we'll see. But anyways, overall, I do think Mbappe should be top 4 players in the world right now. And another player who I would say deserves to be in third place, and I would say this is a surprise of the season, Raphinha. Raphinha, I was looking at their numbers overall, and I believe Raphinha has better numbers than Mbappe, and throughout the whole season, he's maintained a consistently good form. And he cooked Madrid, and he cooked Bayern Munich. So he's been cooking every team. You know, all the big teams that they played, they've won besides Atletico Madrid. And he's been their best player, or I would say one of their best players of the season right now. And this is a player that at one point during the summer they wanted to sell him to get Nico Williams. So it ended up being a great surprise. I thought Raphinha was trash, and to be honest, I do think he's a one season wonder. I expect him to go lower down the list by the end of the season, but at this point, as of today, I would say he's been the top three players in the world right now, and that's a surprise. And that also shows you how low the quality of football has gone down so far. Raphinha is top three players in the world right now. Raphinha is trash. Raphinha is not gonna. I think he's trash. And overall, this is an insult to the world of football. You let this dude be top three players in the world right now, like that's unacceptable. But the second best player in the world right now, Lamine Yamal. Lamine Yamal has been. I think he's the next Messi. Like people, some good players are gonna show up. Ansu Fati at one point they thought he was gonna be the next Messi, and Ansu Fati was good. He doesn't compare to Lamine Yamal. Lamine Yamal does everything correctly. You look at Endrick at one point. Madrid fans tried making some type of rivalry versus Endrick and Lamine Yamal because they're around the same age. I think they're 1 year difference, but Lamine Yamal shits on Endrick up until now. Lamine Yamal does everything good. I remember during that Bayern Munich game, he did some crazy run and he like nutmegged uh uh he nutmegged Gnabry and like skilled on him. And during this past La Liga game, he was skilling on Valencia, or was it Sevilla players? It was one of the players, but he's been insane this season. And I do think he's gonna maintain being in the top three best players in the world by the end of the season. I think, I think he's guaranteed Ballon d'Or bound. He's at least two or three. Um. So yeah, Lamine Yamal has been killing it, and now the player who I think at one point it was close, but it's not. It's not even close. This player has been overall the best player in the world right now. Um, Salah. When Salah first started in the Premier League, again, I thought I saw him in Roma. I saw him miss all these chances. He could not convert chances, and there was a lot of times as many goals that he scored in Liverpool. He is a frustrating player to watch because somehow he gets himself in so many good positions, and he still doesn't score. But now he's goal scoring. Now his goal scoring numbers, I feel like, have caught up to his playmaking numbers. This dude creates so many chances for Liverpool. Like his numbers are insane, and honestly, I see how much he contributes. I see how much he contributes to Liverpool, and this is just glazed right now, but his numbers don't even compare to prime Ronaldo and Messi numbers. Like I know this is a side comment, but that's crazy how good Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi were. That Salah right now, it seems like he's contributing a goal and an assist every week, and he still doesn't compare to Messi and Ronaldo numbers at their prime. Anyways, this year, I do think Salah. It's weird because he's never even made it to top three players in the Ballon d'Or ever, and he's been putting up crazy numbers. He's been arguably the most consistent player throughout the past 5 years. So, yeah, I do think Salah would be getting his Ballon d'Or. I don't know if he's gonna be extending his contract. He's 33 or 34. He's around the same age as Van Dijk. So I think he's peaking this year, and he's gonna go down after that. So is it gonna be smart for Liverpool, who are not the best playing club, to splash the cash or splash their wallet out for a player that's gonna be turning 34, and I think guaranteed is not gonna be playing at this high level for the next 2 years? Like, do Liverpool want to do that? Maybe not, but I don't know. It's a chance, but as far as the Ballon d'Or and who deserves it this year, up until now, and I think he will win it by the end of the year. Salah. Salah. It's not even close. So tell me what you guys think. There was a couple players that I was gonna put in this list, but I decided not to. But I'll keep them in the list for honorable mentions, and I'm going down here. God damn it. Pedri, I think he deserved to be in honorable mention. Uh, Barcelona are having they're in third place right now, but they're still having a great season. I think individually he's been one of the bright spots. I didn't put any Atletico Madrid players right now or any players really in the Serie A because I don't know, like there wasn't any players that really stood out to me at least. And then Gravenberch, he's been Liverpool's best or not best player obviously, but top three best players. So I would give him an honorable mention. Anyways, tell me what you guys think. Um, I think this is a solid list, but we'll see what people say. Uh, tell me who you think I got right. Tell me who you think I got wrong. I don't know. Maybe I'm an idiot. Maybe I have no football knowledge, but I think I have the. I think I have. I know ball. Trust me. Trust me. I know ball. Anyways, Pumpkin Pigs out.